In 2013, Sony released one of its first full-frame lenses, the 24-70mm f4 Zeiss lens. This year, it's 2018, and there has never been more variety and options for Sony lenses on the market. So, is the 24-70mm f4 still worth it? Let's have a look. So the Sony 24-70mm Zeiss lens has a very versatile focal length, meaning you can shoot out wide to do landscapes and zoom in to do tight portraits as well. On top of that, it's got a constant aperture performance of f4, meaning you're going to get consistent lighting performance and depth of field performance throughout the focal length. We are using today an A7R Mark III combined with the 24-70mm Zeiss lens, and the focus performance is amazing. So I'm just going to quickly go over the key features you need to know about the Sony Zeiss 24-70mm f4. Firstly, it's constructed based off the Zeiss Tessar construction, which means it has 12 elements in 10 groups with 5 spherical elements and 1 extra low dispersion element to help control chromatic aberrations and color fringing. Secondly, it's coated with a Zeiss anti-reflective coating to help combat flares, glaring, and basically to improve overall image quality, clarity, and contrast. Thirdly, it houses a 7-blade rounded aperture diaphragm for nice bokeh. Fourthly, it's got optical image stabilization, which doesn't really matter because most of the Sony cameras now have in-body image stabilization already. It's dust and weather resistant, and best of all, it's got a nice form factor and made completely out of metal. The good thing about this lens is it has a minimal focus distance of 40 centimeters, so you can get nice and close up to your subject. So after using the lens for a bit, I've noticed that the autofocus performance is amazing. Considering it's a focus by wire lens, the focus performance is actually quite fast and accurate. Secondly, there's one thing that's a bit weird because the lens isn't rubberized at all and the focus ring is really close to the zoom ring. I found myself to sometimes zoom instead of focus, so that's just something to keep in mind when you use the lens. And lastly, from what I can see at the back of the camera, the optics actually control chromatic aberrations quite well. In terms of the image quality though, we'll find out right now. The image samples that were shot today were shot using a Sony A7R Mark III and a Sony 24-70mm f4. Shooting out wide at 24mm, the images are a bit soft in the corners, but as you zoom in, it does get noticeably sharper. However, the photos were always sharp at the center of the frame. Considering it's an f4 lens, the bokeh performance is adequate, and there is a bit of vignetting shooting out wide. What was surprising, the distortion performance is actually surprisingly good. The color rendition and the image quality definitely passes for us on this lens, and is decent considering its price point. So with all the options available for the Sony FE mount system, why would you go the Sony 24-70mm f4 Zeiss lens? Firstly, its build quality, versatility, and all-round adequate performance makes it an attractive lens for beginners and enthusiasts. Secondly, its compact form factor and weight makes it attractive for people who are looking for a discreet travel zoom lens. However, if you are looking for a lens that is sharp throughout its focal length and has high optical brilliance, I would suggest investing in a Sony prime lens or going all out for the amazing Sony 24-70mm f2.8 G Master lens. If you have any questions on the Sony Zeiss 24-70mm f4, make sure to pop them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and our blog, which we'll link in the description below, so you can keep up to date with what we're doing in store and read full written reviews of our products that we go through on YouTube. Lastly, if you liked our video, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next update. So just to quickly run over the features of the Sony. They should call the Zeiss lenses Sony lenses. It's got a 7 rounded blade aperture diaphragm on the inside. I started at aperture diaphragm. That's weird. Aperture diaphragm.